behind. We ran into some stuff. The internet is out at our office, and now I'm getting updates about it as soon as we started streaming. But we're at the house, in the shop, and we're going to build something today, not just hang out and chat, and I'm pretty excited about that. But we do have some questions, I think, that came in. Do we want to do any of those first? Let us know in the comments how you're doing. Love to hear from you. We have comments to read, questions?
Yeah, man, we got some questions. We don't have comments, we got questions.
Comments. All right, so Anthony's over here, kind of running the show. Josh is over here. He's going to be doing some stuff. He'll be up here in a little bit, but he's got some questions. We're going to do a couple questions, and then we'll start talking about the build, because I want to get to that. What we got?
How many times do you think that you've said, "Hi, I'm Bob, and I like to make stuff"? If you had a little counter. If you had a nickel, what could you buy?
Not much, because nickels don't go very far.
That's true.
But, I mean, we have like almost 400 videos on the channel. So.
And it takes you at least, what, 4 or 5 times every time for one of those videos?
Yeah, true. Yes, that's true. A lot. But still, probably not enough to buy a hamburger if we're talking nickels. It's a guess.
Cheap hamburgers.
Yeah, McDonald's hamburgers, like 25 of them.
A McDouble.
Yeah.
When are you bringing back the Carmagia?
Carmagia. Soon, hopefully. So I actually have been out there working on it a little bit. And I've been trying to, the work that I did last time in the video on one side, I've been trying to do on the other side. And we haven't shot video of that because it's the same thing. So hopefully I'll get that done, and then we can jump back into the next stage, which is going to be something totally different. Ripping off the floor, rebuilding the chassis, and hopefully very soon. It's also really cold out there in the barn. Like, it's colder in the barn than it is outside the barn, which is weird. So I'm not spending a whole lot of time out there. One more, then we're going to talk about the build.
Oh, this is fun for today. Where's no instructions? Is it safe? Is it all right?
No instructions is safe. It is all right, and we're going to record today? Is it today or tomorrow? Today.
I think it's today, yeah.
Yeah, so we actually went on a kind of group retreat last week, and one of the things that we spent time on was a whole bunch of like topic ideas and kind of just ideas for that podcast, because we haven't been able to do it for a long time. Trying to get back into a regular pattern with it, and so that'll start back today. It'll be out next week sometime, I guess. If you're not familiar, though, that is a podcast that Josh and I do, and a lot of times other people are in on it. And we talk about I like to make stuff and life and parenting while we build Lego sets or model kits or whatever we happen to be working on at the time. So, and there's a video version of it, there's audio version of it. It's got its own YouTube channel, so if you want to watch
No Instructions Podcast.
No Instructions Podcast. If you look that up on YouTube, you'll be able to find that. And yeah, so we're like 100 and some odd episodes in. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done it.
Several.
But we're gonna get back to it. So there's a lot of backlog there. If you want to go back and check it out.
I just went in to like pull up a video of no instructions to overlay, and the one I picked said, "Sorry, our camera's messed up." For like the first minute of the video.
Yeah,
Great example.
That happens sometimes. But yeah, all right, so that'll be back soon, next week, hopefully. We want to talk about the project?
Yeah.
So what I need to do today is, I found recently that every time we do a project on the workbench, the new bench that I built, I always go to the big A-frame storage cart thing and get the same stuff. I always get like tape measures and Sharpies and pencils, and I almost always have a compass for some reason. I use a compass a lot. And there's like mixing sticks and glues, and there's just a handful of, it's actually more than a handful, but there's a few things that I always go there and get, and so I always have to put them back. So it dawned on me that I should just take all of that commonly used stuff, that kind of like the primer for every project, and put it in one container thing that I can just like pick up and set it off the bench when it needs to go away, and when it needs to come back, I can just set it on. And I have like paper towels and rubber gloves and all the glues I need, all the basic stuff. So today we're going to make a really simple way to organize that stuff. I've got it all laid out on the table, so we're going to have to go look at it. I would like to hear from you in the comments, and these guys will pass it on, like some ideas. This isn't just me, you know, making a box for some stuff. Like if you have an idea of a creative way to store this stuff or handle it. I've very just very small. I put a very small amount of thought into this so far. So I don't have a plan. So if you've got some tips or tricks or ideas for the stuff that I'll show you in just a second, then we can work on that together. So let's go look at the stuff, and then we'll go to the whiteboard and I'll show you kind of a rough idea of what I'm thinking. Cool?
Let's do it.
Mobile cam. We need some traveling music for me to travel all the way over to the bench, which is about 6 steps. So, whoa, what?
I got it on backwards.
No. All right, so this down here is basically what I kind of grabbed. I really just went over and looked at the stuff that I always have to take out and then put back. So, bunch of pencils, different types of pencils, black and silver Sharpies, fine and thick Sharpies. I've got these recently that I've kind of started using, and I really like them. They're kind of colored pencils. Like you press that, and little colored pencil lead comes out. And there's a sharpener, I believe.
Does that fall into the category of lead holder?
I don't know, whatever. So there's a little sharpener right there, so you can sharpen these things. This one sure looks like it would be orange, right? But it's not. It's yellow, which is not what I was expecting. So anyway, there's a yellow one, there's a red one, there's a black one. You can get them in all colors. Got those, center punch, deburring tool, and then some mixing stuff. I use a lot of popsicle sticks. So I got these, I've got bamboo skewers, I've got some like tongue depressor big popsicle sticks. And by the way, if you don't know, this box is these. Like, that's all that's in there. It is a very large box, and this costs like $7. These are awesome for mixing like 5-minute epoxy or JB Weld or really anything. They're some sort of really thin, not great wood, but it's really an inexpensive way to have a whole bunch of mixing sticks. So you can get these on Amazon in different quantities, different sizes, different widths. So I've got those, which are really flimsy. I've got regular popsicle sticks, which are a little bit more robust but smaller. And then these skewers are great for getting in. These are also really cheap. These are bamboo. And they've got kind of a nice point on the end of them. So they're really good for getting into details if you need to pick something out. If you're working on a prop or something, you got to get in there. And these are all disposable. So I'm not going to store all of these on this cart, but I wanted to have at least a handful of each one there. So there's those things. I've got some 4-minute epoxy from Total Boat that I use a lot, and a little mixing pad. This was made with some excess silicone that we had from some project, and I poured it in the bottom of a container and let it set up, and then when you pop it out, you've got a nice little mixing pad. So you can squirt stuff on there, mix it, let it dry, crack it off, and you're good to go. So putting these two in there somewhere would be good. A little rule that I use a lot, compass. I use a lot of blue tape, some of those. Box of black gloves, roll of paper towels. I go through a lot of paper towels, and then just some other glues and stuff. A couple of other things. I want to have calipers and the square in there because these are both things that I never can find, and I want to give them a specific home. And I think a lot of this stuff, if it has a specific home, then I'm more likely to know where to put it back and stuff like that. One last thing I want to put on there is one of these magnetic dishes. Got these at Harbor Freight. They're like $3, and they have a really strong magnet in them, so they stick to things, but they also stick things in them, like that. And so if you're working on a project and you are taking screws out of something, bolts, whatever, and you need to keep them in place, having these around is really good. I've got a few different sizes. This is the smallest one, and I picked this one just so it doesn't take up a lot of room. I don't know how this is going to attach to this thing because it's magnetic, and I wasn't planning on using any metal. But we'll figure that out, I guess. So this is the stuff. So as you're looking at this, if you have like a creative thought for how to store these, or how to store all of these, or something like that, let me know in the comments, because I'm sure there's lots of great ideas in the chat, and so I'd like to hear some of them. Let's go over to the whiteboard, and I'll show you kind of just the general idea of what I'm thinking. Nothing fancy, nothing special.
Are you going to have provisions for a snack holder or a coffee cup?
Snack holder. Coffee cup might not be a bad idea. What I'm thinking is to do, it needs to have a handle on top of it, so one hand can pick the whole thing up. So what I was kind of thinking, I was explaining this to Megan the other day, who's not here today, by the way, and I was telling her about the big A-frame cart, and she started calling it an A-frame carrier, which I hadn't thought about until she said that. But then it kind of got me thinking. So if we look at the side panel, we could have a base and then have the side panels like an A-frame, and then have this split on the inside, have it split down the middle, and then have some sort of openings, like layered things that go like that. So all the stuff sits in like this. I want to make this general enough that if the things I want to put in it change, I don't have to like rebuild it. I don't want to make it super specialized. But if it's kind of a diagonal gravity-fed container, putting in a bunch of popsicle sticks, they're just going to fall down and settle themselves and stuff like that. So I was thinking maybe something like that. The problem there is that this area becomes useless. These become really shallow at the top if this is like that. So that's one idea. I was thinking doing a bunch of storage on one side of it, and then on the back side of it have like a big dowel that goes up so that the paper towels can sit like that. And that's probably really hard to see because it's all blue. Let's use the technology that we have in other color markers. So put the paper towels there so that they're standing up. On the back side of it, you can just grab one and rip it off. And then maybe next to them have a little slot for the box of gloves. So the back side is really just those two things. That way I don't have to worry about spinning it around to get to certain things. All of the small stuff will be over here. A couple of big things will be on the back. And then there'll be some sort of a handle connecting these two kind of sides to get to it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But I'm not real confident in this idea on the side, the angled thing. So if you have an idea for how we should store all of this different stuff on one side of this thing, let me know in the comments. And then Josh or whoever's watching can
I got you.
Tell me what you think. It could be that this thing doesn't need to be symmetrical at all. So maybe it doesn't follow an A frame. Maybe it's more like, I don't know, it's like boxes like this or something. Or it just, has like a big side.
We've got a couple like using some scrap PVC pipe to store the popsicle sticks and stuff like that. Like cutting down some rings that you can put that in there and they all stay in one tight area.
Yep, that's a good idea.
I don't know if my mic is on or not.
It is.
Okay.
We've gotten rid of, because we did the big PVC storage thing over there. Here, come on, we can go over here. Because we did this a while back, which has been very handy, I got rid of most of my small PVC. But I guess this big piece, we could cut that down into some small holders for those things. Here's a piece. Use that one. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's even smaller pieces in there. It's like an endless. Okay. So that's a good idea. While I'm over here, let's get a dowel chunk for. Sure, let's use that.
Big one.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'll fit inside the. Is that too big? Let's see. All right, so we got those. And we could actually take this and cut it in half, because or maybe into 3 sections. Thank you. Yep.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, look at that. Done.
See you next time.
Yeah, thanks for watching. So we got that. That'll work well. The gloves just need a little wall to stop the thing from coming out. That's easy enough. You could use this for the skewers into popsicle sticks. Cut it into a couple sections and stack them up. Maybe cut like an angle on the back of it so that they sit like this. Don't have a dead space back here. And honestly, you could use this same thing for all the pencils and stuff too. we need a flat surface for the glue containers, and then some sort of a little bin on the front for like the compass container and the mixing pad and all the things that have like one flat side, you know. So maybe some sort of a trough in the front. Let's go back to the whiteboard. Let's get rid of the diagonal idea, because I don't think that actually works that well. So let's, I wonder if, can you see the blue? No. I'm going to use black anyway. All right, so maybe there's like a trough here for those things to sit in. And then, oh, that would take care of that dead space. So then after here, we have maybe a couple of those across for the stuff to go in. Pencils in one, mixing sticks in the other one, and then maybe another kind of short vertical storage thing here. That way you can set some stuff down into a bin. It's like that, maybe.
Is this open from the side here?
This would kind of be dead space, I think, because
Okay.
this one you would have stuff going in here, going in there, and then going in there. It does waste a lot of that and that, unless it went in from the side.
Yeah.
I don't know what we'd put in there.
Candy.
Someone has mentioned several times a sandwich holder.
Sandwich holder.
There you go.
There's bread over there on the table.
That's true. We still have bread here from the toast video. Somehow it's not moldy, which makes me really scared of that bread.
Do you want some for reference?
No, I'm good. Any other thoughts on this? Anybody put any other great ideas?
Yeah, there's been some very specific ones.
Okay.
Using hexagon shapes instead of PVC so they can nest together, like making the holder more generic, and then each one of those kind of modular, so you could take them in and out and then put it back in it, like the system for the
Yeah.
thing that we talked about a long
Yeah.
time ago. PVC is fine, but I'd love to see a glow forge piece that has different sized pencil holes to keep things nice and organized. I think
You know-
that's a good idea. I think it would take up a lot more real estate to
Yeah.
have them like individually
Have a lot of dead space.
indexed. Yeah.
But some sort of a grid, like a really, some thin separators
Yeah.
over a grid would not eat up a whole lot, but keep them from like wanting to fall over and stuff in a big space. That's not a bad idea.
Oh man, I'm on.
But we'd have to like
telling now.
get on the computer, and I didn't say this before, one of the constraints is I'd like to do it right now and not have to like
Oh,
design things and
yeah.
not, you know, like think too far ahead. This is just like a utility, ugly, it just needs to hold all that stuff so that I can pick it all up and move it easily. So there's that.
Well, before you go any further, I think we should talk about the giveaway.
Oh yeah, we're doing a giveaway. Yeah,
Because
you wanna,
there is a
You want
link-
to take that? You can
Yeah,
put the
I
camera
can
on
go. There's a link at the top of the chat right now that is an Airtable form, because we use Airtable, so if we get data from people, we can all have it in one place. But we want to give away like a little prize pack of stuff, stickers, books. Like I'll send you some cool stuff. But in order to do that, we need you to answer some trivia questions, because we want to make it fun. So the trivia question being, what was the code to get into the safe that was behind like the picture on the wall?
Did you update the Airtable form to reflect this?
I don't know. What did she put in the Airtable form?
I did not put that in there.
Oh,
But I
So there's no trivia question?
no.
Oh no.
I thought that was the whole
We
deal.
didn't come up with one, so
Oh.
Yes, we did. Anyway, is there a comment section on the Airtable form?
no, but I can just edit it real fast.
There you go. Anthony's got to edit it real fast, so if you've done it already, whatever.
Just go back.
Never mind. This is all falling apart. Never mind. Don't do it. Just fill out the form, and I'll pick somebody through a random thing generator, and you'll get stuff.
Yeah, basically we're gonna send you a prize pack of stuff, and if you have to put your email in there so that we can get in touch with you.
Yeah,
But we're
'cause I
not
don't
gonna
know where
like
you live.
we're not gonna do anything with your email. We're not gonna give it to anybody. Promise.
Yeah, we had somebody like write me an email the other day about like getting rid of their information from their ILikeToMakeStuff account because they didn't want it sold to people. Like, I get that sentiment, like they don't want their information out there if they don't have anything in the store anymore. But like, we don't ever sell people's data
Never. Ever.
because honestly, I like to be completely frank, you're not worth that much. Like, we've never been approached by a company that wants your data, and I don't know what to charge for your email address, so we would never sell it anyway.
I would never do that anyway.
Like,
no matter if somebody
There's
did
no
ask for it.
reason to do that.
Yeah.
There's no incentive for us to.
I hate it when people
rifle
do that to
through
me.
your stuff. Like the only reason that you have an account on ILikeToMakeStuff is so you can keep all of your stuff in one place. Like it's a benefit. Like, and after you make it, I don't care what your email address is unless I need to send you something. So fill out the Airtable form. I'll pick a person random generator and I'll email you. Go, hey man, you won.
And then we'll probably delete the
Or
form.
hey lady, you won. Yeah, and then we'll get rid of that form because we don't like having.
We don't need to hold all of that stuff, so
Yeah.
that's the plan. Also, in that giveaway, we're going to be giving away a thing that I made for next week's video.
Oh yeah.
I made several of something.
Yeah,
that
there's
you'll see
stuffs.
Yeah.
And we have stuffs.
And
we
I
want
guess
to give the stuffs away.
you'll be getting kind of like a one-of-a-kind thing, too. It's not like we have a bunch of
Yeah,
this.
you should sign it and
We're not
number
selling
it.
them, so.
So
Intrigue. All right, let's do this thing. So, that's enough of a plan. Let's just cut some wood. That'd be fun. You knew how this was going to go. There's no way I was going to go fully into the plan. So down here, yeah, just like in Twitch, when we made it up as we went along, we're going to use some scrap here. Let's see, I have a 1/2-inch ply would be more than enough, but I do have a lot of that. If I can get this out. Oh yeah, totally get it out of that. All right, so what do we need to design around? So if we use this as the bottom, it's got to be roughly, I guess the taller we make it, the better.
I agree, Bob.
Says the tallest person in the room. It doesn't need to go all the way up like that, though. So maybe we just do some sort of a thingy there. We don't want it to be super outweighted on one side if the handle's... Oh, wait, that's a better idea. Instead of putting the handle in the middle, put the handle in the middle of the weight. So if we use... It's got to be half of the material so that we have 2 sides. This is 24.5. So let's make it 12 inches. So one of these sides needs to be, we're going to put our wall right there, which means most of the weight is going to be in this. We're going to break that into 4 inches and 8 inches, which means the handle needs to be at 8 inches up here. So that's going to be the center of our handle. We're going to do 4 there. We'll do a sidewall kind of point right here. You get to experience my half-talking, half-thinking thing that I do that...
Do you do this when nobody's watching?
Oh yeah,
Yourself?
absolutely. Constantly. So do that, and then... And I know this drives some people crazy because they're like, well, why aren't you measuring it? Or they're not going to be even, but it's just not really how I work. Ah, wow.
I try to
Okay.
actually avoid measuring if I need to.
Yeah, I mean, it matters in a lot of cases,
Yes.
but it also doesn't matter in a lot of cases. So we'll do like that, and then this is not what I'm going to use for the handle, although I guess it could.
Chunky handle.
Yeah. Do something like that. Hole right about there. So then we basically have this entire side to put all the stuff in. It can all go in like this. So let me think through this a little bit more. We're going to put that there. The handle needs to be over a little bit because this side is not going to go that far up. So we're going to have a little container here that's about that tall, and then it's going to go up. Well, now I'm finding a problem. I need a container on the top. My dogs are barking. I wonder if you can hear that. Probably not. All right, so if we do this kind of a thing, they get really deep. if things are going in like this.
Were you
Like a
dividing it up
Sharpie.
though?
Well, yeah, but then, yeah, maybe that's wider than it needs to be. Yeah. Okay, so let's try this again. I'm gonna put that over there.
Ow.
That there, and then we'll just go to, what is that? Another 5 inches. Okay, so we're gonna do 9 inches for the entire thing. Oh, I don't know. So let's do, feel free to give me, if there's more questions or anything, we could do that while I'm brainstorming and thinking here.
We do.
'cause-
So we asked on Instagram, or Megan asked the other day if people had questions, and we have some. But if you have some direct questions to Bob that are not like related to the thing he's making, ask them in the chat, and then I will pass them along. But we have, let me see. Would you ever make Power Rangers items? I love your channel because of woodwork.
I probably wouldn't make Power Rangers stuff.
You aged out of.
I watched Power Rangers in the very first generation, the first season, before they got to like Super Ninja Dragon,
Yeah.
Taco Frog Rangers, or whatever they were.
Zords.
And so like I watched it then, but I was probably at the very top of that age range. So
There's a lot of stuff that you
yeah.
could possibly make.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But some people that are really into Power Rangers do a great job at making that stuff. And so I don't know that I would have anything, worthwhile to add to that, I guess.
Oh, here's a specific question.
Okay.
Who made the best food for the retreat?
Oh, I can't answer. That's not fair. I didn't cook at all, and so it would be really uncouth.
I think it would be you'd be the most appropriate person then. You'd be the most unbiased. See who made what? Anthony made butternut squash gnocchi. Was very delicious.
I want to eat that right now. Actually.
I'm very hungry.
Very-
Megan made sausage and tomato pasta.
oh, which is also delicious.
There's
Hey,
Megan.
look who's
Get
here.
it back.
Before we
Hey, Megan,
make
can you make
beignets,
us
those
some
are really
sausage and tomato pasta?
The kielbasa that I made?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's kielbasa and canned diced tomatoes and cheese and heavy whipping cream and more cheese.
Well, Bob
there's a lot
is
of
being
cheese in it.
political and not answering the question straight away. So who made the best food for the retreat?
Obviously, Megan.
So we can't use that part right there.
Wings were amazing.
Oh yeah, Josh made wings.
Josh
The
made
chili
wings.
was really good because it was a different kind of chili.
Josh also made chili.
Josh made chili.
Yeah, Josh made chili. And okay, but pause. 4B's beignets.
Forby made beignets. If you don't know what beignet is, it's a little flat piece of dough that you fry and you powder sugar on the top.
It's funny how useless I sound right now.
I mean,
Bob bought Doritos, the spicy kind.
They were pretty yummy.
Actually, I didn't even pick out the Doritos. Paid for them. Paid for them. I just didn't pick them out.
Oh,
we told you items in the grocery store for you to go pick up.
I paid for the cabin. How about that?
Yeah, that
There we go.
totally works.
Yeah.
We couldn't have made the food without the kitchen.
That's right.
We couldn't have made stuff without you.
That's right.
So, is he in turn in charge of the entire set of meals?
So you get like a de facto. It's like an honorary degree. You get the
Yeah.
Bob wins the retreat honorary achievement award.
Honorary achievement. That's really nice. My stomach's grumbling now thinking about the food that we made.
We're all hungry.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get one more and then you can keep talking about what you're doing.
Okay.
If the team had to trade jobs for the day, who would do what and how would it go?
This is dangerous.
I don't think so. I mean, we have a lot of overlapping skill sets.
That's true.
And so I think it would be very easy for us to trade jobs.
For the most part.
Because if you had to leave, then there are people that could take over. If you had to leave, there's people that could take over. If I had to leave, there's people that could take over. So, I mean, it's...
I mean, I'd be willing to pretty much do anything except the businessy stuff that Bob has to do when bills show up and taxes have to be done. And
Ugh. Ugh.
Speaking of,
Ugh.
have fun.
Boring stuff.
Oh, taxes.
I mean, but if I had to come in here without knowledge, as I have little knowledge, I could make something.
Well said.
All right, what about some questions from the comments?
What we got?
All right. Someone's from Scotland. Hello, Mr. Dave Meggers from Scotland.
Are you coming back to Maker Central?
Me? I don't know. I don't know. I would love to say yes, but it's a long trip.
It is.
And a short weekend, and
If y'all could just move England closer to
yeah,
Kentucky in the United States.
yeah, that'd be cool. I'm not sure.
Okay, here's a
Hopefully
question.
soon. I'll
Nope,
know.
where'd it go?
but-
When you make something for use in the shop, something that's not meant for sale or display, how worried are you about pieces being perfect, flat, or uneven? Or rather, how much do you obsess over details?
So I am a functionally driven person. I care far more about something working as it should than looking a certain way or meeting an aesthetic or whatever. And usually when I design things, they are as basic as possible, like, you know, as far as detail. But they need to do the thing that they're made to do. So if something needs to be square or flat, if that's part of its actual functionality, then that's a big deal. But if it doesn't need to be square or flat, like this thing, this is going to hold a bunch of stuff. And so if it can hold a bunch of stuff and make it easy to get to, but is like this, that doesn't bother me. It bothers everybody who watches videos, but it doesn't bother me. Does that make sense? Is that the right answer? It's an answer?
An answer.
An answer. I think I have an idea here. So while I was trying to answer that, I don't know if any of that made sense because I was sketching this out. I have a big void in the side, though. So I think it's an opportunity to put something. Ooh, better idea. Just had an idea. Okay. So I don't know how to point out what I'm going to use here. The back edge is that. This is the actual handle, like that. This line goes to here and then to there, so ignore that one. We've got containers right there for pencils, etc., in both of those slots. This one right here opens from here, has a little tiny wall so that you can like set things in there or set things in there. And it's like a little flat surface there, right? So it's a little cubby. Then in front of that and down, you have another container, a little slot that is open at the top for glue and glue bottles and stuff like that. But that means that then this big area is a void. And I was going to put these back here, but because they're so lightweight, they're not going to roll around a whole lot. They fit perfectly right there. So these can go in from the side of the container and not be like in your kitchen where you can just like grab one and rip it off, but they can slide in there. Maybe I could do the same thing with the... Ooh, okay. So this box, I can use this as the size for the opening. That can go in one side. This can go in the other side. So you can grab a glove out of one side. If you need to get these, you can pull them out of the other side. That takes up that whole space, which frees up the back end for other stuff. I don't know what's going to go in there, but now we just made more space. I think that's a good plan.
Cool.
Probably didn't make any sense, but it's up here.
While you get started, should we have a word from our sponsor?
Yes, we have a sponsor, and so let's pass you off to that while I get this thing actually sketched out, and we'll come back.
You gotta watch this one though. I don't know.
Today's video is sponsored by Fan Home, and if you're not familiar, Fan Home makes these really incredible in-house designed model kits. And these are not just like plastic snap-together kits. These are high-quality, really nicely made kits that you can subscribe to. And every month you're going to get additional pieces to build onto your kit. The two that I'm working on right now are the kit car from Knight Rider, which is fantastic, and Valentino Rossi's Yamaha motorcycle. Now these are both highly detailed with exact replicas of the original pieces. The motorcycle is 1/4 scale, Knight Rider is 1/8 scale, so it's like this big. They've both got electronics in them. In fact, on the Knight Rider car, it comes with a watch, just like Michael Knight, so you can actually control the car from the watch. It's got lights, it's got sounds, it's got the little blinky line that goes across the front. It's awesome. So the way this works is you subscribe by using the code MAKESTUFF, and then in the first month you're going to get 2 build stages along with all the tools you need and a magazine with instructions and a bunch of extra pictures and details and facts. Plus, once you subscribe, you're also going to get some amazing gifts with the subscription. You get 3 posters, you get a license plate that says Knight on it, you get a power pack, a really tiny kit model. Every month after that, you're going to get 4 more build stages so you can finish out your model. Again, these models are super detailed, so every month you're getting internal pieces. They're all metal and plastic. They're really well made, nice paint jobs. This is a fantastic thing for you to build out and put on display in your home. And those 2 models are just the ones that I'm working on. They've got tons of other stuff. They've got an R2-D2 that I'm really tempted to get. They've got a DeLorean from Back to the Future coming out, an Iron Man, and a bunch of other figures and models. Be sure to go check them out. Go to Fan Home and don't forget to use the code MAKESTUFF. Big thanks to Fan Home for sponsoring today. Cool. So those things are pretty awesome. We've got links to both of those things down in the description. And that company actually makes a whole bunch of other stuff. Like those are the 2 models that are kind of new. But they've got an R2-D2 that's like this big that I would really like. Yeah, so be sure to go check those out because they are very, very cool, especially if you're into building models. Yeah, the Iron Man looks awesome. It has a ridiculous amount of detail on the inside, like in his chest and stuff.
I want that.
It's really cool. All right, so I think I've got the plan. I'm trying to adjust a little bit so that these.
Starting a little hard to follow.
Yeah, I totally get that. I can see it, which I guess is what matters. But and I'm going to end up probably spray painting this whole thing. So even these sharpies are that one is really dead. All right, let's see.
I just got fired again.
So those are roughly the same angle. So those are going to be the 2 slots for these types of things to go into. I think maybe back here, that would be a good place for all of the mixing things. So maybe we do some sort of a similar kind of angled thing back here, so that we can have a couple of stacks there. And that's all about the internals. Right now I'm just trying to figure out the outside edge. So this is not going to be the end-all, be-all solution, but I think this is a good place to start. So we have basically a 12-inch wide piece that we have to cut down, both sides. We'll tape them together, and then I need a slightly longer ruler. Be right back. See, I had to go to the A-frame to get this thing. It should be here. All right, so that, if we go that point, get that line. That stuff's going to go down in there, which means that gets cut off. We can do a curve just for Josh. Put it right there. Josh and I differ on curves. That is an ugly shape, but it's going to be it's going to be helpful.
It's ugly
It is
because
a
of the
weird
curve?
combination of, well, no, it's like the curve and the straights and the angles that are opposing. And
It's like an ATM.
yeah, we will
An ATM machine?
we will
machine.
get to it. All right, let's go cut this thing down. It's going to get a little loud with the tool noise and the dust collector. I don't know if you want to mute that stuff. Okay, so we're going to set this to 12. For this,
was your funeral? The hoot? Was it funny? Mine's gonna be funny. Not a cultist though.
Let's see here. Sorry. I'm going to just tape these together because they don't have to be super well held together, but I'm going to run them through the bandsaw and kind of get these outer shapes just so we can get the profile. And then we will move on. Let's see here. You could double side tape this if you really needed these to like stay perfectly together, but we don't, so we're not. Also, I probably don't have any double-sided tape.
We have so much double-sided tape at the office.
Yeah.
I was just thinking how I needed some of that. I'm going to steal some of that.
You should
Okay,
not steal.
we're going to use the bandsaw. Do you want to mute again?
Yeah.
This one sounds pretty terrible, so you're welcome. Here we go. Get audio back? Okay. That thing also takes forever to spin down. Josh, I lied about the curve. Sorry. I drew it, and I didn't cut it. It just looked, I don't know, it was like, you know, it was the thought. It was the thought. All right, so this is our rough profile for this ugly contraption. Be like that.
It almost looks like you're making a droid of some kind.
Sure, we could paint it up like a droid. That'd be cool. Also going to have to cut this thing out for the box. So I did kind of trace that. And actually, maybe instead of the entire box, maybe we can, like, instead of cutting out the whole side, maybe we just cut out an area or make a cover.
So when you pull on the gloves, the box doesn't come out.
Yeah. Or do something totally different. I don't know. I didn't plan ahead for that.
No.
Okay, so we do have to drill a hole in the top of this thing for the dowel.
That was close.
Oh, Anthony.
Got knocked that over with the camera. The second time.
I need to go, that dowel is going to be for the, I don't need that anymore. So I can use this for the handle. And I was going to make this whole thing about 12 inches wide. That is 13 1/4. Works for me. Close enough. All right, so this thing is a 1 3/8 dowel. So let's see if I have a 1 3/8 bit that we can drill a hole with. Should. You never know. That is, all right. That doesn't have any numbers on it, so that's cool. 1 3/8. 1 1/2. 1 3/8. Got it. Cool beans. All right. So. You got any more questions we can answer while
We
we're
always
doing
have
this?
questions.
Cool.
Okay. Is there a large scope prop or costume that you would love to create?
Oh man. I would love to make a.
Godzilla.
Not Godzilla. That would be cool. Look at this stuff that's still on the. Josh said he was going to clean this off like a long time ago, but he hasn't been here in a very long time.
What is that?
It's from some jig. It's double-sided tape, foam double-sided tape. It doesn't matter for this. It's not going to be in the way at all.
Oh, well, I'll clean it up. I totally forgot that that existed.
I did too, because I usually put stuff in here, so I need to get those. I would say I've always wanted to do a life-size Optimus Prime, which is, it sounds big, but then when you actually do the math about how big it is gigantic. I mean, imagine the mass of a tractor trailer.
So that could be your Colin First collab then.
There you go. Yeah, there's a guy on Instagram, and his name, his handle is like.
I like to make stuff.
I like to make stuff. That's right. He's really handsome. No, it's like BD Builds or something like that. But he makes Transformer cosplay, and he makes not a full size, but like a larger than human size.
Is that the Soundwave guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Follow that guy on Instagram.
Yeah.
Or he like walks around his house and does like normal day-to-day stuff
Yeah.
in his gigantic Soundwave costume.
I mean, they're amazing. He's got like quite a few of them, but let's see. I'm gonna have to put something under this so I don't ruin my bit, which means I have to lower the thing again. Yeah.
Kind of a fun question.
Okay.
Because I feel like it applies a little bit. Do you like shop towels or paper towels better?
You know, I think like you're talking about the blue towels.
Mm-hmm.
I like the blue towels better, but they're more expensive.
Yeah. Oh, are they?
I think so.
Wow, I've used that to blow my nose a couple of times.
Well, that's okay.
Just take it out of our paycheck.
Yeah. That bottom veneer of the first piece is clogging it up. All right.
Big boo.
Big boo. All right, just make sure that fits, because if not, oh well. Yep, look at that. Oh, it's blue, that's cool. All right, so we're starting to see what we're talking about.
Strange looking thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's a pull-up bar for a kitty cat.
Okay, so let's measure so we can cut the base. Go out to here, that is 13 1/4. So 13 1/4 by 12, I believe, is what we said. So I gotta get another piece of material. 13 1/4 by 12. Let's see how close this is. That's pretty close. 14 1/2 by 15. Let's do it. All right, it's gonna be loud again.
All right, I'll mute.
Close your ear holes.
How about you mute all of us this next time?
Yeah, earmuffs.
I did mute everybody last time.
Or you didn't.
We back?
Still muted.
Audio?
Yeah, you're good.
Hey Josh, will you
Alright.
tell them about our new push stick?
Gladly.
That was a dope segue you had there.
Thanks.
Okay, push stick. You want to hold that, Megan?
Yes, I would.
All right, my push stick is behind your computer. Okay, so as many of you know, we have started creating our own products in-house that we have designed, that we manufacture over at the office. And one of them is the sustainable push stick. So we've sold quite a few of them. And so now I want to tell everybody else that may not know about it, and then how to put it together, kind of the features. So the one I have right here is one of the ones that I would not sell. I grabbed it from the office before I came over. So the one that you would get is better quality. This is one of the, like, I don't want to sell that one, so I use it. So this is my personal push stick. So it comes with HDPE cores. This is black HDPE. This is all recycled. It comes in a gigantic sheet, and we cut it out. And it's in two parts because you would keep the handle. The handle slides on with a very satisfying fit, just like so. So we give an extra, the lower, I don't know, it's probably got a cooler name, but we call it the lower. You get an extra one of these in the box, so whenever you eventually pass it over your table saw so many times it gets cut up, you can take this, you can recycle it, and then you can put on the other one that comes in the box. So put it on just like so. And also in the box you have these cool plastic grips that are lasered from the inside out. Makes it look really nice. This one is a little boogered up because I caught it on fire. Ignore that.
Perfect.
Yeah, yours is not on fire. Ones that everybody has gotten are very nice. So goes in like this, and to hold it all together, because we don't want any metal to pass over your table saw blade, we have these super awesome push rivets. You gotta check these out. So I found these on McMaster Carr. One side is threaded, and the other side has a little stud. And so you can screw them together, or you can just press fit them, and then they will unscrew several times. We also include an extra set of these for the additional lower foot in the package. So you take the barrels, put them in the sides here, and line up the slots, because it'd be like that. Flip it over, put on the other side, which has smaller holes, so they don't rattle around. And then you can just press it. Like, just take your thumb and just mash that down. It is threaded. You gotta check this out. These are super cool. Woo. So these are threaded, but you can place that in the hole. You can mash it down, or you can give it like a light tap with a mallet, and it stays in place. And then if you want to take that out, you just hold this side and unscrew that side. It's super cool. And boom, there's your push stick, just like that. So if you've ordered one of these, I'm going to tell on myself, there may be like a little lip on these grips, because as I was lasering these, the jig is like the smallest little variance, like you can notice, because these are supposed to line up. So if yours does have a little lip around the core, you can take a little bit of sandpaper and sand it down, and it actually feels a lot better. But these are made at our office on our CNC and on our lasers. We also have the shop mats that have super cool sayings on them. Every one of these that was made, we made them. We put them in a box. We put our name on a card that says we packed these up and we're sending it out to you because we're really proud of these. So Bob has his, I have mine. Some other guys in the shop have theirs. We've sold a bunch of these. And if you have one, then show us on social media so we can tag you and we can put it around. That's called user-generated content. Yeah. So these are the push stick. Here, Anthony wins this one.
Yay. Wait, I thought this was yours.
So you can, well, I have one at my house and I have that one at the office. So that's the office one. So you can find these at shop.iltms.com. They're in the gear section. We also have a bunch of new apparel, which I'm not wearing right now. We've got new hoodies, new hats, new shirt designs. But shop.iltms.com. If you are a member of the Maker Alliance, you get a 10% off discount code every month, and that 10% off code can be used for a push stick and anything else that we offer in the shop. So if you want to find out more about the stuff, again, that's shop.iltms.com, and if you want to learn more about the Maker Alliance, they get a lot of cool stuff. They get secret Discord access to a Minecraft server. We play D&D every month. There's Hangouts that Bob and now some of us are going to be doing every month. You can check that out at ILikeToMakeStuff.com/join.
We'll see you there.
Yeah.
I just thought of something.
Yes.
I needed a piece of paper to write down some notes. So, I'm over here. been rolling around the shop that apparently was not mine because it doesn't have anything in it, but I'm writing notes in it. So we'll put this one in the giveaway.
The dirty one?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
I'll clean it up.
used. Look at that, it's so clean. You want to tell them about the giveaway again?
Yes.
Yeah. You want to tell them about the giveaway?
Oh, me tell them about the giveaway?
Yeah, you look very nice. You look much nicer than I do.
Thank you. I look professional today. So we have a giveaway that we're doing today. The link to that is our pinned comment at the top of the chat. We're going to be giving away Bob's book, that notebook, maybe a new notebook that didn't have notes in it. I don't know, unless
No.
you want
No.
Bob's notes.
That one has a page in the back that says fan home ? So that we could remind ourselves to do the ad.
Perfect!
Yeah.
You're welcome.
That's how you know it's real.
Yeah, real. And some pencils and a bunch of other stuff that we have. Our sticker packs, especially our new sticker pack that has Gluey on it, which, I mean, Gluey, 10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
If you could rate Gluey, he's a 10 out of 10, honestly.
Or is it she? Because that seems to be.
It's like Gluey.
Well, Bluey is a she, but is Gluey a boy or a girl? He's a they. I'm gonna go
We'll talk about that on the No Instructions podcast today.
Yeah, because we are recording
No, we won't.
Day. There's been a lot of questions and comments and questions on social media about no instructions. We're recording that today.
We got a super chat from Chaka Gillis. Well, I mean, heyo. Good afternoon, Ryobi tools are trash. Well, I'm sure that there's a lot of people that would disagree with you. I mean, we made a video about which tool brands are best. We made a bits video. And it all boiled down to like your infrastructure, your personal likes. Like Bob uses DeWalt tools. That's not because DeWalt tools paid us to do it. It's not because Bob loves the founder of DeWalt. It's you buy into an infrastructure. You buy batteries, and so you can just buy the thing that goes with the batteries, and eventually you amass stuff. A lot of people have the entire shop infrastructure built on Ryobi because their batteries stay the same, which is a lot cooler than a lot of other brands that every couple of years they make a new battery. DeWalt has, or Ryobi has stuck with it.
Yep.
Anthony's shop is kitted with Ryobi tools. So
And not only that, it's what you can afford and what it's going to take for you to be able to make what you want to make. Like I just inherited a ton of tools from my best friend's dad, and they're all types of different kinds. So it's what you get and what you get to work with and what you get to make with it. I mean,
they're all gonna cut.
yeah,
Some cut better than others.
yeah. You can use scissors.
Some last longer than others.
I bet there's some Ryobi brand scissors.
Megan's mic might be off. It's because Megan doesn't have a mic. She's getting picked up through the mic in my shirt.
Megan, I'm
Don't-
pretty sure there's
Hello?
a Ryobi brand
Close me.
everything.
I have gum.
I gotta cut some more
My
pieces.
breath doesn't smell bad.
All right, it's gonna get loud again.
Are you loud?
Yeah.
This is gonna be a full mute. All right, we're back.
We're back.
Okay, so I quickly cut down some internal pieces. So far, this is all just press fit together. This is gonna go right in there.
You sure you're not making a mini arcade?
Sure looks like it. And then this one is gonna go right there. And this one, what was this one for? Oh yeah, this one is for right there. To go like that. And I forgot to cut that one. Yeah.
Someone wants to know your worst shop accident.
I've been blessed enough not to have a whole lot of shop accidents, like really bad ones. Josh and I both have shot brad nails through our fingers before.
Yeah.
At different times.
Yeah.
It'd be
it's not
terrible
like
if that was on the same
It wasn't
day.
a blood pack that we decided to do. Or
Ready, go! No, but we've both done that, and I think that's probably the most like
I remember.
mutilated I've
You
been.
remember when we did
anyway.
the Christmas tree launching candy cane thing?
Mm-hmm.
And that thing whacked you in the face real hard and it knocked your glasses off?
I forgot about that.
I think that was on camera.
It might have been.
Because I got really scared that you legit hurt yourself. Because it was like under a bunch of spring tension from the
The elastic
elastic
band things.
bands.
Yeah.
You made Bob bleed during the action props video.
Oh, that's right. He asked me to hit him in the head with a bottle, so I hit him in the head with a bottle, and he started bleeding. And he's like, "Oh, I'm bleeding." I'm like, "Well, you asked me to hit you in the head with a bottle."
It wasn't a real bottle. All right, these things fit pretty well, so I'm gonna glue and brad them together. Wait a minute, there's a problem. I can see it. Dang it.
Did you not add a drink holder to that?
I mean, you can put a drink right here, depending on what the drink is.
Talked about somebody mentioned a sandwich
Someone
holder.
mentioned I did.
Oh,
Right
if
here
this
for
goes on
I
the
talked
outside,
while I was driving.
You
that
were
goes on
watching
the
this video
outside,
while
it
you were
would-
driving?
You just admitted that on the internet.
What
Let's
I meant
see
to say
here.
was
Your brother is a law enforcement officer.
I was
You get him on the
listening
phone.
to it on the interwebs while driving, but I did hear about the sandwich holder.
And your mother's a judge. Man, never mind.
all right,
My
so
mother's a judge.
I'm gonna have to rethink this piece.
Bob and team, I'm working on a sandpaper station inspired by your build. Thank
Oh,
you for putting
right on.
out all of your hard work. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
it's
We
very
have
much in
plans
use.
for that.
We do have plans for that. Yeah.
You can just make that one.
Look at that, still going strong over here too.
And if you were inspired by it and didn't use the plans, what would you do differently? Because I haven't built it.
All right, so
Do your fingers fit under the dowel rod? Might want to shorten the center divider a tiny bit.
oh, that's a good call. Excellent.
Good point.
Let's see here. I mean, these
From Lauren.
pieces
Good job, Lauren.
for here. Do what?
Lauren said that.
Thanks, Lauren. That's a good point. And I was thinking about
Oh, a lot
putting
of people are
those,
saying that. Frederick.
those other
Monkey
pieces
Powder
here.
Cosplay. That's a fun name.
and those totally would have run into it. So I think that's probably enough, but it wouldn't hurt to take it down. There's no reason for it to be that high. So good call. I'm gonna have to mute again,
Alright, play no instructions music again.
but just briefly.
That's all I got loaded.
Okay. All right. So now we're gonna add some glue here. Get this thing together. And yes, I am gluing and nailing before fully thinking out the design,
You're committed,
because that's how I roll.
or you just want
And yeah, I'm hungry. That's one of the motivating factors of a lot of my decisions
100%.
is being hungry. Oh no!
Oh boy.
If you had glue and stuff, that wouldn't have happened.
I'm making you
All right.
How do you like the new miter saw?
I like it a lot, actually. It was funny when I got it. We got it because we were working with Home Depot, and it was one of those like, oh, this would be cool, to have the sliding, the kind of back sliding thing. And I thought it would be cool, but I actually really like it a lot more than I thought I was going to, and have taken advantage of that extra cutting depth several times. So.
We have a couple other questions. You want to pop question in?
Sure. Do it.
All right.
Was that top dowel supposed to hold paper towels?
Nope.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
handle.
Got it.
Guess I could
How's
do both.
Anthony's table saw restoration going?
Which one?
Which one? Because I have the 1950s Craftsman, which is now sitting underneath my CNC, ready to be sold to somebody, which I forgot about. And then I have my other Craftsman from the 90s that I actually sold because I picked up. Excuse me.
What?
I picked up a Delta T2 contractor saw and replaced the Craftsman with it because the fence on it was. Because the fence on it was a little wonky.
Sorry.
I hope you shoot one of those through your finger, Bob.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Oh wait, you already did that. But yeah, no, it was a fun process.
Okay, there we go.
Have
But I
you
would-
noticed a difference in the dust collection since adding the Shop Nation attachment thing, whatever thing?
Huh?
Have
Oh,
you noticed a difference in the dust collection?
Oh,
not really.
All right.
Should be.
What's a super crazy dream build if money wasn't an option? If money wasn't an issue, you can make whatever you want.
Time machine?
I would love to. I don't have a great way to equalize these. I want to build an A-frame, and that's like building a house. So, having the money and the time to learn all the things that I would have to learn to be able to do that. That's probably one of the big ones.
Is somebody watching from high school science class, or is your
Nope.
class watching as a class?
No, I like to think that Orion is just not paying attention to what's going on.
Oh, that was real bad.
Is there a mic for Megan? No, sorry, I have to use Josh's.
she got here
I have
late.
to yell, I got here late, sorry.
Any new guitar builds in the works?
No!
Not for YouTube. I'll tell you that. Let me like put the microphone in my shoulder.
Or just put it on the table again. Without
To Josh, how do you like your walnut base after having it completed a while? Still have a chunk you gave me. Oh. My base, I have built several of them. The most recent one doesn't work. So I had one that we built in the video. I didn't like it, so I took it apart and built another one, which I liked a lot.
Yeah.
And then I built another one as an upgrade to it, and it doesn't work right now, and I don't know why. But I love building bases, but yeah, I can't figure it out. So I bought one in the meantime, thinking it would give me time to work on the other one, but it has just placated me not fixing the other one.
Yeah. That's all right.
Let's your all you all for a second, goes back to Bob,
Okay.
so we can adjust them up.
All right.
Okay, so my plan is changing a little bit, of course. And so the back side of this thing is going to hold these because the slot I made on the front was going to end up being a little too tight for them. And so this piece that I was going to use on the front, I'm just going to use on the back. I'm going to cut a little notch out there for these to come out. And then I'll have to put a little wall in there to stop them from going left to right so that they line up with that notch. And then over here, putting in these bigger cans of stuff I think is fine. Maybe end up putting some like hooks or something up here for small things as long as I can get these in and out. But this space right here is going to be pretty dead other than being able to load those. So, so I'm going to cut out a little shape here on the bandsaw, and then we can put this one in, and this side will be kind of good to go. So, to the bandsaw! Can we do the even worse sounding one? Because this one sounds even worse, but it's, oh man, hang on. How do I gotta transfer this to the other side. Okay.
Toasty over here.
Ready? This is like really cheap plywood. Feels like it's made out of like styrofoam. It's so lightweight.
It smells exactly like the s'mores Pop-Tart whenever you put it in the toaster.
Weird.
Oh, how did,
Whoa.
what in the world is happening there? A screwdriver magnetically stuck to the bottom of the tripod.
Yeah, there's magnets on a tripod.
What?
Yeah. Your keys got stuck to it earlier and almost fell off the table.
Oh, it's the magnets that hold the legs together. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Pat Flynn, for this awesome tripod, by the way.
All right, so that'll do that, I think. The only reason I'm putting glue on this is so that once it gets moved around and stuff and probably knocked, because I'm not being very precise on the measurements, the glue will help kind of overcome any of the gaps that may be left with these pieces. Again, one of those things like the question earlier on, like how much do I care about details and precise fitting? If you can overcome it and move quickly, I'm okay with it. And in this case, it doesn't really matter how clean this thing is. It just needs to do a job. For me. Everybody's different. Okay. There we go. Put that in there. Oh, look at that. See, we need to still put a divider there, something to stop that from going across there. Will you hand me that scrap? That one, yeah.
Oh, wow, it's like
Thank you. So, yeah, isn't it weird?
it's balsa wood.
Could be.
Balsa wood.
Someone asked if you're going to add an AirTag holder so you can find the caddy when you set it down somewhere.
That's fire.
Maybe?
It's funny.
Hey, can we show off your all's new mic real quick?
Yes.
Hello, this is Megan coming to you from ILTMS News. Today we have Josh with us. Josh, can you please share with the class about your
class.
sweet
$1,
hat?
Bob.
Thank you, Josh. We will back to you, Bob.
I want to get on the Price is Right and call True Carry Bob as many times as I possibly can before they kick me off.
It's still, I know he's been doing it for like 10 years, but it's still weird to me not to use it.
All right, so.
Someone said they just got a gold coin in the mail and they're terribly curious about it.
Was it one of our Maker Alliance coins?
Yeah.
Yes.
I wish we had one we could show everybody. Because I think they look really cool.
Is that it? Did you have anything else you want to say?
Mute for just a second.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm going to cut a piece real. All right, so we're going to do that. And then this little piece goes right about there to keep those in place. Ah! Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gluey. Oh boy. It's glued shut. All right. Got any more questions?
Yeah. Who snored the loudest at retreat?
We all had separate bedrooms.
Don't know.
Yeah, we weren't like cuddling or anything.
Yeah. Are you excited for Maker Alliance Summer Camp?
Yeah, of course. You guys want to tell them about what that is?
Yeah, so the Maker Alliance Summer Camp. Let me take this cool Bob Parker. The Maker Alliance, like I mentioned earlier, is people
Sorry.
that's our Patreon and
Sorry.
our YouTube membership communities all combined into one cool name. A group of people within the Maker Alliance decided they wanted to put together like a meet-up summer camp. So it was a weekend activity last year that had a bunch of different classes and builds and like a pinewood derby races, Arduino courses, like a D&D game. Like it was super cool. And we're putting it on again this year. So if you are a member of the Maker Alliance, I put out like a pre-registration questionnaire kind of thing about a week ago. So go into Patreon or look up in the community tab on YouTube and find that information. It'll give you like the place, the time, some preliminary information. And if you're not a member of the Maker Alliance, again, go to ILikeToMakeStuff.com/join and see all the cool stuff that you get. It is a lot, and it's pretty awesome.
MakerAlliance.com also works.
MakerAlliance.com also works.
That's what's on screen.
So if you want to find out more about like coming to do like an overnight summer camp, it's a couple days long. Food is included. There's lodging on the campground. They're having like an escape room this year. There's a bunch of cool stuff that
Ooh.
people are making. Yeah, like we are really proud of what members of our community decided to do on their own, and then we get to support them doing it. It's super great. So summer camp is going to be cool. It's in August. MakerAlliance.com. Check it out.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
We got a little bit of a deep question.
Oh no.
If you would like that.
Sure.
Do you have days where you think your job is too stressful?
Hang on just a second. Is my job too stressful? So, I'm not going to speak for anybody else about their jobs. My job is one of the most ridiculous things that you could possibly get to do for a living. And especially as a person who likes to make things, the ability to do that at my own whim is insane. It's a job that shouldn't exist, but it does, and I'm really, really blessed because of that. The thing that becomes stressful about it is how that interacts with the rest of the world, how you get people to be interested enough to follow along and to, learn how to take the things that you care about, the things that you want to make them interesting and useful and of service to other people. And that's the part that is stressful. But the trade-off is there are other jobs that are like doctors who people rely on them for life. That is a stressful job. There's lots of other jobs that actually have a much more meaningful impact on other people. And so the stress of those type of jobs, I couldn't even compare the stress of what I do to that. The stress that I feel in my job is mostly about longevity and about making sure that all these people that I get to work with have a job for a really long time, and that we are reaching people in the way that we want to reach them, and that we're making the impact that we want to make. So that level of stress, and I'm air quoting stress because it's not the same as like other people's job stress. Is that a reasonable answer?
Yeah, man.
100%.
What else we got? Anything?
What's a goal that we have as a team that the Maker Alliance or the Maker community can help support this year?
Ooh, wow.
That's a good one.
That's awesome. That's a good question. Well, okay, so we spent went on this retreat that we were talking about. We spent a lot of time going through last year's videos, going through the thumbnails, going through the process of making the video, what it was about, how we went into it, how we came back to it, and looked at it and how it performed or didn't perform, and we looked back a lot. And from that, I think we ended up with a really good general list of next time we need to remember to blank, or next time we need to make sure we have time, build in time to whatever. But all of those plans and all of those things that we think we understand about making content for people are still really hard to prove. Is that fair? So I think one of the things that would really help us make the best stuff that can reach the most people and have the biggest impact on people is to get legitimate, useful feedback from the people that watch it. So, especially the Maker Alliance, because we're in constant communication with them through Discord and stuff, having hey, I really liked it when you guys did this. Hey, I think you missed the mark on this thing and you could have done this better. Or, I really wish that you had gone deeper or spent less time on this thing or that thing. Or, I would have watched it if it had been, presented in this way. Useful, constructive criticism will just make us better at what we do. And because of how YouTube is, a lot of that stuff is just really hard to get. It's really hard to know the audience well. We would like to know you well so that we can do things that are useful to you. So actual constructive feedback on what we do from you directly would be pretty awesome. First thing that comes to mind.
You could start by filling out the giveaway form and leaving a comment under what your favorite I Like to Make Stuff video is in said form.
Yep.
And say why.
Yes.
And say why.
I'm going to cut another piece. Ready to mute?
Yep.
That's it. Well, there we go.
So we had some pre-submitted questions from Instagram, and some people have noticed recently. What's Josh been up to? We miss him. He's been around a lot.
I'm right here.
He's right here.
I'm here. I'm literally right here the entire time.
I don't know if you know him yet. This is our team member, Josh, with a J. He
Josh with a G.
He also makes stuff. Yep. So, gosh, how you been, dude?
I am fine. I am at the office, and I am making stuff like push sticks and rugs and things that are happening in bigger projects that'll be out pretty soon, but are like big ticket stuff. So
super top secret.
Yeah. So I'm not here in the shop as much because I don't need to be here in the shop as much. I need to be there in the office as much, taking care of other stuff.
As much.
But yeah, I haven't been on camera because I haven't needed to be on camera. I mean, I'm here right now to talk to you fine folks, but in all reality, I should probably be there doing stuff that I was doing. And so it's the same reason you don't see 4B on camera. Like, it would be unnecessary for me to show up and be like, what you doing? Nails? Cool. And then leave. So I'm here when I need to be here, and I'm there when I absolutely should be there. So there's a lot of stuff going on. But
yes.
I don't need to see me on camera.
But the question also included, we miss you, and we also miss you.
Well, I don't know who
being
that
around a lot.
person is. He or she only speaks for themselves.
Yeah, well, maybe it's a group Instagram account, so that is more than one person. That is a we. So, there's that. I got the plans for the Lego table a couple weeks ago, and I'm building it next month, but I'm doing it out of maple, hardwood, and ply instead of pine. The video for that was much different than now.
Yeah, that was an old one.
Is that the table that's in my house? The big Lego table? Yeah, I imagine that's the one.
Probably.
The one that has the sliding pieces? Yeah, it's at my house. It's in my son's room. It's huge. New T-shirt idea.
Nails? Cool.
So we were talking about making this thing more general than. Oh, this is probably looking at not me. And like using these, the original, or not the original. A minute ago, I was thinking about doing the little insert things here so all this stuff can go in at an angle. But actually, the more general thing is just to make it so that things can go in there that hold things. That way, the thing holder containers can come out and become different thing holder containers as the things change. So, I don't think I'm going to do the little like this. I'm just going to put some sort of a little shelf here that can hold, maybe we cut this down and we just drop them in like that so that the pencils and stuff can hold there as long as I got enough room to get my hand there.
So we're going to call this the thing holder container holder?
Ooh, I like it. Really rolls off the tongue. Yeah, so I think I'll put it just like a little, just a bar here, not even a wall. Just to keep that stuff in place. It needs to be really thin, though. I've already got this area down here, which I've run out of a spot for these. Oh, I can do, oh, look at that. You can do that. That's pretty cool.
That's a happy accident right there.
Yeah, that's cool. Put a rod that goes through, so you can like pull it out like that. I'm just,
Bye.
hang on.
He'll be back.
I'm getting this thing. This is what held them over there. And so I could drill a hole, run that through, put a catch on the end so it won't just like slide all the way through. And, you know, can go like that. See, if I'd thought ahead with this idea, when I was on the bandsaw, I could have cut a little slot that matched on both sides that fell down in. So you could like, doink. Still do that with jigsaw. It's got to be super frustrating for other people to watch me think on the fly. I get that, but that's how I am. All right.
Competition show.
All right, so if this is going to end up right there, then I need to cut a slot right there with a small little drop down. That so that this rod will be able to slide in from the front and drop down into place to kind of hold it maybe a little bit lower.
You're going to transfer that
Magic.
carefully.
Yeah, probably magic. I need a jigsaw. I know I own a jigsaw. Or three. There it is. All these cool drawers. I forget what's in them.
Jigsaw still one of your least favorite tools?
Actually, no. The reason it was one of my least favorite tools was because it was a terrible one. And once I actually got decent ones, which, I mean, these are, I guess, normal. They're not, like, special. But once I got decent ones, they don't frustrate me in the same way. Still, you know, they have problems. This type of blade is always going to have a little bit of drift to it and stuff. This blade's going to be terrible on this plywood. So let's find a better blade.
Is that a full roll of paper towels?
This is almost full.
You can give yourself a little bit of breathing room from Mr. Jason Bailey made that recommendation.
Well, it's a good call. There's about a, so if it lowers, yeah, I got that much room here at the top, like a finger's width, so that'll work. That's good thinking. All right, let's find a bit.
A bit?
A bit. I mean a blade. A saw bit. That's what we should start calling them. Saw bits.
And power hoses.
That's right. All right. I don't know if this is the right one, but it is labeled as a clean cut. So let's see how that actually works.
Get your money back if the cut sucks.
that smoke! Look at that blade.
It's a clean burning.
Brand new. Oh man, that's a significant amount of smoke.
It's clean smoke.
Yep. Okay.
The turn was too tight.
Yeah. Doesn't even need to be a curve, I guess.
Your house is dropping a beat over there. Did you hear that?
Nope.
Someone asked if you were going to an 80s themed party this weekend and you had the desire to actually dress up, which I think is important. Who would you dress up as?
There's a lot of hypotheticals in that question.
Yeah, let's assume you live in a world where you like dressing up and going to themed parties. There's our context.
All right, got it. Let me make this thing real quick here. I'm going to take a piece of tape.
Yeah.
I am, well, I'm
Who
thinking
would you dress up as?
80s.
I had an answer a minute ago. Pee Wee Herman.
Who?
I would think of something like something comfortable. Like Pee Wee just had a suit. But that's, I mean,
Yeah, but
Do you like
Magnum
buckles?
PI, short shorts, and a flower shirt, man.
true.
Yeah. Although, maybe Michael Knight. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Blue Tape Project said Madonna.
That doesn't sound comfortable at all. All right, so we're going to see if this works. Now, this has to be mirrored, so I'm not exactly sure how I'll do this, but I guess I can just put it on the inside.
You can just put a mirror.
Good job.
Oh, yeah, I could use a mirror. Good call, Megan. Let's see. So if I take this, cut it out.
Characters from Mask. Yeah.
Someone asked, would any of you shave your beard for the sake of cosplay, and would Megan grow a beard for the same reason?
100%.
First of all, I'd have to shave my beard first in order to grow it.
She has a really hard time keeping track of all that facial
Yeah,
hair.
I know. It gets really voluptuous sometimes. Would you shave your beard?
No. I would just choose a character that wears a helmet.
There you go.
That's a good way around it.
'Cause that way, I could go out in public as an introvert and still be in my own little cocoon.
So when we go around the neighborhoods for Halloween with our families, Josh and I always end up in normal clothes and a helmet. So you may have noticed that there have been several helmet builds on this channel, and that's
Funny.
part
That's
of why.
really convenient. I'm gonna remember that for next year. Instead of wearing a mommy shark do-do-do-do-do-do shirt.
Helmet.
Yep.
Yeah, Mommy Shark was so 2020.
I know.
Or Baby Shark.
Sorry.
Bob gets to escape the paparazzi.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. There's a lot around here, honestly.
Ding.
Oh boy. All right, let's see if I can get this thing to line up in roughly the same spot.
Use a plumb bob.
Although, it's got to be this way. So it's going to be even more difficult because I've got to figure out how to get it on here so that I can then trace it. Excuse me.
It's like it's doing overhead camera.
Someone said you can pull off a pretty sick George Michael.
Me?
Yeah, you will.
Like from Arrested Development?
Guess who wasn't alive in the 80s?
Who's George Michael?
Oh boy. All right.
Oh, man.
Probably should have given you a warning on that one. Sorry about that. And that one too. Okay, so we're gonna use the jigsaw. It's gonna be really loud. I apologize. Whew.
Okay, in your defense, someone earlier did say let's use the tool sounds instead of the music.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
Just need a headphone warning every time you fire up the dust collector.
yeah, that was fine. Found a young one in the
call that the
stream.
wiggle song.
Anthony is younger than I am, so
David Picciuto. The wiggle saw.
David, I want you to use that in a video.
that's how you do that.
That's cool.
Look at all that extra room.
Look at that.
So just need some sort of catch there to stop those from, like, you know, doing that. But it does really eat up that opening, though. That's a drag. It really needs to be higher like that. Well, live and learn. All right. So now what? We need a thing up here, like that. Oh, look at that. Offcuts. Got any other questions? I'm just sitting here not talking about anything.
What's your favorite project?
Ever?
Ever.
Oh my goodness. Ooh. Used to be Secret Room or Arcade, but I think it might be R2D2 now. As frustrating and as long as that project was, every time I walk into my dining room upstairs, it's like right next to my kitchen, I see R2D2 sitting there looking at me.
Beep boop.
And I legitimately walk over several times a week and go, "Hey, buddy," and just like pat him on the head. It's just like a little, it's like having a dog.
Every time I come to your house, I do the same thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's not like he's turned on or anything. He's not blinking or moving or making noise. It's just him. And it's awesome seeing people come over who've never been here before. Especially if they don't know what I do for a living or anything. They just like are like, "Oh, wow, your kitchen looks really nice. What is that? Where did that come from? How did you get you know, that's a lot of fun."
Somebody asked about would you consider teasing any new projects that you're working on?
Would
you consider it?
I consider it? We should ask them what they think about. Okay,
Okay.
here you go. So one of the things we did talk about on our retreat was that I've always been kind of against teasing projects because I don't want to give it away. If you see it on social media or you kind of, a lot of people will show a lot of things before the video comes out. For me, that's like less incentive to actually watch the video. And so we were talking about ways to tease things to give, you know, a little idea what's coming without showing the whole thing off. What do you, as a viewer, think about that? Are you likely to not watch something because you've seen it teased? Is there a line where like teasing and showing off too much, you know, like we should find that spot? Or do you like not knowing what's coming up every week? So the answer to your original question is no, but I'm curious what you think about that.
Can you set up a poll in the chat?
I don't know. You can do polls on YouTube somehow.
Somebody suggested we set up a poll.
Can.
Yep. There you go.
There you go. Do that. Okay, so actually would have made more sense to put that up there. I don't even need that. You just put it like that. Still has to stay in there, but you could drill a hole and just run this through. If I had not put that in, it would have been perfect. Should have planned ahead. Oh I'm going to have to sneeze, so you might want to mute.
Bless you!
Oops, I forgot to mute.
My team, everybody. All right. What time is it? I'm really hungry. It's 1:17. Goodness gracious. We should wrap this up.
We're coming up on the 2-hour mark.
Yeah. I need to eat some food.
Okay.
Don't forget about the giveaway. Doing a giveaway after this. Maybe we'll like announce who won on social media.
Yeah. I
today
will
or something?
say with the giveaway though, there is something included in that giveaway that is in our feature project video for next
Yes.
week. So that's something that you've made this week.
That is true. And it's not something we're going to be selling or anything. It's like you'll probably have the only one.
Yeah.
To prove that the thing worked, we had to make stuff, and we made a certain number of those things, and we're not going to sell them, so they're just sitting on the ping pong table right now. So you can have one.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll get this thing finished up and cleaned up over the next few days, and I'll post about how it turned out, maybe what I want to change about it, because I can already see that I'm going to want to change several things about it. But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the ideas. Thanks for signing up for the giveaway. Like I said, sign up. We'll pick somebody, and then we're going to delete all the emails and stuff. We're not using that information for anything other than that giveaway. I promise you. But we just want to say thanks and give away some cool stuff. You guys got anything else you want to cover today?
Nope.
Anything? Okay.
No.
Camera switched again. So thank you all for hanging out, and we'll see you soon.